In this video I'm going to show you how to create a local Git repository in Visual Studio and a remote Git repository on Bitbucket, and then how to push the local to the remote repo in order to have a single repository for your code project from which you can work and make changes. So let's get started. So from Visual Studio, I want to create a new project. Let's create a console app. And when Visual Studio opens in the project, what we want to do is open a terminal and we'll select Developer Command Prompt. So the first thing I want to do is initialize the project folder. So to do that, I run git init. So initialized empty Git repository. If you don't have the Git commands, you can download Git from this site here. I'll put this URL in the video description. So the next command, I want to add all the files in the folder. Then do a commit. Okay. So with that done, that initializes the local repository and adds and commits the files to the local repository. So for the remote repository, we need to go into Bitbucket. I've created a free account for myself. Once you've done that and you log in, you should see this page. So what I'm going to do is create a repository. Just put it in a workspace. Don't want any readme, but we'll include a git ignore. So create that repository. Okay, so once that's done, I just want to get this URL. That's the URL of the repo. Let's copy that. Go back into Visual Studio. I want to type in git remote at origin and then just paste that in. I want to do a pull of any existing files. Okay, so once that's done, you can do a push. Okay, so when that is done, go back into the repository, refresh, and yeah, you see the project folder and files in there. So going back into Visual Studio, if I want to start making changes to this project, I want to come down to the bottom right and add to source control. Let's click on that, click Git, and that should automatically point us to the remote repository. So then if I go in and make a change to the code, you see a red tick next to the file that I've edited. I click on Team Explorer, and I can track the changes that I've made. So I don't need to use the command line anymore, I can just use the GUI. So the change there to program CS. It's a minor change. And I can commit all and push. That pushes it up to the remote repository. So I'm successfully pushed to Origin Master. So when I go back into the repository, refresh. Yeah, so I'm seeing the last commit 26 seconds ago. Look at commits. So I can see that. And just to verify it, go into the code. Okay. So that's just a quick video showing you how to create a local repository and then push it up to a remote repository, and then how to make changes through Visual Studio. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below and I'll get back to you. Thank you.